So they are living a very simple life, but the main thing is they are not full of debts, no mortgage, nothing. They just do it as they get along. That is the most inspiring story about this, because the cost will shock you. This house is a house out of the labor of the owner. You can see that he is not a OFW. He's just living here in the Philippines, doing odd jobs, building for somebody or doing motorcycle riding. But pila na ni ka years na mag-build, Junil? He's been doing his house slowly from what he earns and he saves here in the Philippines for almost 10 years now. So for almost 10 years now, he's doing it himself, just saving, no loans, no donations, just doing it by himself. But you can see his house is starting to get up, and you will be surprised how much he spent on this house. But the labor is only done by himself. This is a special house because this is like do it yourself. So it is possible that you can build your own house just doing it by yourself. So this is the inside of the house. He is the father of Jan Jan, and although you can see it's still an ongoing construction, but the house is now livable. They are actually living here inside. This is their proposed lounge dining area as of the moment, and this is their bedroom. So they have managed to tile the bedrooms, and this is the size of their bedroom. But as of the moment, they're using this bamboo cladding, and soon eventually they'll change it as Junel will be earning more and saving more. They'll eventually be improving the materials of this house. Now you can see that's Junel's wife, Milan. They will be extending a little bit here for their proposed future lounge. So they'll build another 2 columns, and here there will be their proposed lounge, because that will be their dining area cum kitchen. And here Junel is building a cabinet, again by himself, from scrap materials that he gets from the neighborhood. Someone gave him this fiberglass, like laminate looking fiberglass, and his ingenuity make him want to build this big cabinet to place older things to make it tidier. Now this is the house. It's 10 foot by 20 foot long. So 10 foot wide by 20 foot long. And you can see as of the moment, they are doing their cooking outside. And this is their bathroom, toilet, washing area, which will soon be incorporated with the house with a few extended roof on the top. So they are living a very simple life, but the main thing is they are not full of debts, no mortgage, nothing. They just do it as they get along. That is the most inspiring story about this, because the cost will shock you. Have you noticed that it's concrete, tiled, and there is no amakan, only the few walls there, but that will not be the final finish. It's just the temporary finish, because like I said, Junel don't want to have loans or anything. He took pride in building this house by himself and owing no one. So his house cost him more or less 25,000 pesos. Junel, no? Mga 25,000 ani? Yeah, that's the owner, Junel. About 25,000 pesos. That cost him to build his house with his 2 children and his wife, and owing no one money, and just doing the labor himself. But it is a fruit of his labor. Is something that he can be proud of. He's not even an OFW, by the way, like I told you. He just works here in Cebu City. Sometimes he works for me. So this is a 25,000 peso house that is built slowly by the fruit of the labor of Junel. So you can see the house, and Junel is planning to extend from the columns of the 3 columns of his house, extend it like about 1.5 meter to the side, and just an open space with roof on top, to where he's gonna have his open lounge, because there will be visitors from his wife's family. His own visitors will be coming here, but that will be in a years or in the future plan. But that's what he wants in the future, is to have an extended 1.5 meters from the side of the house, just put 3 columns and roof, and that's it. That's their open lounge. As of the moment, he's doing this house slowly, scraping any materials that he can get and whatever savings he can get. He's lucky to inherited the land himself from his parents, but this is a 25,000 peso house. It's made of concrete. It's not those Amakan very tiny house that I've seen. Only 3 files of hollow block and the rest is Amakan and tiny sheets. The thinnest sheet you can buy with Amakan walls. This is made of concrete, although some are not rendered, but it is quite a durable house. During typhoons, the water won't get in. An earthquake will not really do any damage to the house, because it's quite strongly built, got beams on the bottom, and that's why he's not building it so high, because he's not putting any beams on the ceiling. So this house is only a bungalow type. So his next plan is to put from the side of that wall 1.5 meters open lounge. So this is how the pride of the Filipinos in building their own abode, in building their own mansions or castles. I call it a home is a man's castle. So he didn't do it by donation, begging, or stealing. He do it by his own hard work, labor wise, and everything. So you gotta take your hat off that he was able to build a house, not even going abroad, by his own effort.